Now, if you've done a good job steaming your milk and you've created just the right amount of foam for your latte, you want to make sure that you continue to swirl your milk until you begin to pour. Now, when we're pouring our coffee, we're going to go ahead and tilt our cup forward. We're going to lean our craft in. We're going to go directly to the center of the crema. We want to pour gently. We want to move the milk around in a circular motion so we can lift the crema up, and we're going to call that setting the crema. We want a really dark contrast. We want to not disturb the crema and keep that dark color on the surface as we rise up our cup. And now once we get to about 2/3, 3/4 full, we'll go ahead and push forward and lean our craft into the center and pour out a little bit stronger. We'll call that pushing our milk. And then in the center, it'll begin to just well up and make a little dot in the middle. And that's going to be our first step for just pouring good coffee. We do that because we want to create contrast later on for when we make latte art, and also when our guests are drinking their coffee, we want them to taste the espresso first and not just foamy milk. Now let's talk about latte art. We all know that's why you got the job here at Coffee Waves. You want to pour cool leaf and heart thingies in your coffee. So as we begin with latte art, we're going to start just how we did before. We have really good steamed milk, nice level of foam in it. When we're pouring our milk into the cup, we're going right into the center of the crema, and we are swirling around. Now we're doing that because we want to set the crema up. We want to create contrast so that our latte art can be seen and it can be appealing to the eye. If we pour too fast, we can disrupt the crema and cause the milk to mess it up. If we circle around too fast or too close to the edge, it'll bounce off the edge of the cup and the milk will begin to show. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but we're really trying to create a nice canvas for our latte art. And we really want the coffee to be tasted first when our customer drinks. That's why we really emphasize trying to be steady and being gentle and setting that crema nice. So the art shows really nicely and so that the customer is sampling the coffee on their first sip. Now for the first piece of latte art we'll go for is just a basic dot. We'll pour into the crema at the center, gently rise, setting our crema, and we'll push forward and lean in, and we'll pour to the center, and we'll just let a nice dot develop in the center, and then we'll pick up when the cup gets full, and it should just leave a white dot in the center of our crema. That's our first step. That's where we start. We want to be able to pour really good coffee and control our pour and set that crema nice. That's going to set us up to be effective in pouring latte art later on down the road. Now once you've mastered that, we'll move on to just a simple heart. Same process. We got good steamed milk, nice amount of foam. We're going to lean our cup forward. We're going to pour into the center. We're going to swirl our milk around real gently, rise that crema up, set that up real nice, about 2/3, 3/4 of the way full. We'll begin to lean forward and we'll push that milk out. It'll develop right in the center, kind of making a little circle. But this time, just before it reaches the top, we're going to strike through with our milk, and it'll make a nice little heart. And there you go. So after that, we can move on to something next. From there, we can go into what we'll call a winged or a layered heart. So same process, we pour into the center gently, we swirl the milk around, we're rising the crema, and we're setting. Now when we begin to push and lean forward, we're going to add a slight rocking motion. We're going to move our craft back and forth and let the motion of the milk kind of rock side to side. And as it's pouring out, it's going to kind of create some leaves in the milk. And then right before it's full, we'll just strike through again, and it'll make a nice winged heart. Now after you've mastered the heart and you've mastered the winged heart, we can move to a cupped heart. And so we're going to add a second layer. So what happens is when we're pouring, that first dot will pick up and we'll set down just above it and we'll push into the center. It's going to create a cupped heart. So we have our steamed milk. We pour into the center of the crema. Our cups lean forward. We circle around gently, setting that crema nice. Try not to disturb it. We lean forward and we push and we begin to fill up and create that white dot in the center. And we're going to pull back now. We're going to set the milk and start pouring again just above it, and we'll push into the center again and it'll create a cupped heart. And just as we have before, just before we get to the top, we'll strike through both of them, and then we have two level cupped heart. That's going to set us up for the tulip. Tulip's going to be 3 or more levels. Same process. So again, we have our crema. We take our whole milk, or whatever milk we have. Whole milk is definitely preferable for pouring latte art. And so we have it steamed real nice. We have a nice amount of foam. We lean our cup forward. We pour directly into the center of the crema. Real gently, we swirl around. We're rising the crema. Now as we begin to lean and push forward, we make that first dot and then we pick up. Just like before, we set on top of the first two, we push and we pour and we push into the center, and we strike through again, making a tulip of 3 levels. You can add a 4th level, 5th, as many as you want. The next step we'll go to is a rosette, that nice little leaf or tree that you see in coffee cups. It's really cool. So this is going to be a little different. We're going to utilize that winged motion, that rocking motion before. And so we're going to pour into the center of the crema. We'll set the crema nice, swirling around with our milk. This time we'll push the center and we'll begin that rocking motion real gently. And we'll let the milk kind of move side to side with itself as we rock. We're not trying to draw it necessarily, but we're allowing the milk to kind of flow out, moving back and forth. And we'll begin to draw out a rosette, and we'll go side to side creating leaves, and we'll drag it to the top of the cup, and then we'll strike through the entire piece, and that'll create a rosette. After that, we can go into what we'll call winged tulips, winged cup hearts. And it's the same thing. We'll add that motion like we did with the winged heart or the rosette. We'll pour directly to the center of the crema. We'll fill it up, set the crema about 2/3, 3/4 full. We'll pour and we'll push, and we'll add that rocking motion. We'll lift up, we'll set above it, we'll push, set above it, push a third time, and we'll push through, and that could be a winged 3-layer tulip. Now latte art's super fun, and it's hard to master, so don't get down on yourself if it takes you a while. I still practice. Every barista that we have is constantly practicing and working on their latte art, and it's fun, just enjoy it. And it's great just to see the customers react to it, and they get excited, they take pictures and all that, and it's enjoyable, and it's an art form. So take your time and really work on just developing, being able to set the crema, going step by step, one piece at a time, going from the dot to a heart to a winged heart, and just work your way up. And it's fun. Then once you master all that, then you can start going into free pour latte art. And from there, it's really limitless. As much as you can do, as much as you can do.